Can we have Israel and the United States of America simply expelled from the United Nations? Let me read you from Article 1 of the founding charter of the UN. Just 2 minutes. The purpose of the United Nations are to maintain international peace and security, and to that end to take effective collective measures for the preservation and removal of threats to the peace, and for the suppression of acts of aggression or breaches of the peace, and to bring about by peaceful means and in conformity with the principles of justice and international law, adjustments or settlement of international disputes or situations which might lead to a breach of the peace. Point 2. To develop friendly relations among the nations based on respect for the principle of equal rights and self-determination of the peoples, and to take other appropriate measures to strengthen universal peace. Now, is Israel and is the United States behaving in accordance with these principles? Has the UN itself lived up to these principles? Just look at what has faced the people of Palestine, remembering that over 150, maybe 200 or more resolutions of the General Assembly have been completely ignored by Israel. 40 or more resolutions of the Security Council, which are legally binding on member states, have been completely ignored. Now, there would have been a lot more than 40, except that the United States has blocked at least 100 with their veto, or a lot more of them perhaps, that I haven't been able to find. The truth is that Israel and the United States today are fascist states. There are problems right throughout the Middle East, excluding the plight of the Palestinian people. Israel has already invaded Lebanon at multiple times. They are occupying a whole section of South Syria. They are bombing Iran on a regular basis. They are bombing Yemen on a regular basis. And really, they put the jackboot into anybody who challenges their interest. These are all initiatives supported and only possible because of the funding from the United States and because of the unlimited supply of military equipment sent from the United States, shamefully, some of it through Shannon Airport here in Ireland, despite the crying of Taoiseach Martin and others in our state. These are fully supporting the war effort against the Palestinian people. Israel as a state has attacked UN peacekeepers. They have attacked medical aid facilities. They've killed hundreds of journalists who are reporting what is happening. The question is, if the UN Charter is to mean anything, how can it continue to have as members those states who so flagrantly violate the principles? How can it tolerate the continued membership of Israel and the United States? So I propose, as we protest week upon week, month upon month, going into years, as we protest demanding the rights of the Palestinian people, can we do something of practice? Demand that Israel and the US be expelled completely from the organisation, and not only that, demand that a multinational force be assembled, sent into Gaza and the West Bank to firstly defend the Palestinian people, and secondly to drive out the Israeli forces. Children in Palestine tonight are being massacred. Homes, if there's any left that are not wrecked, are being flattened. The country is in destitution completely. So the international community has left down the Palestinian people who are represented at the UN. But what use is it? What use is it if the very thing that is needed is not done? The UN has sent military missions elsewhere before to enforce the peace. Why can it not be done here? Why is the US or the big powers allowed to dictate the policy? Why have other member states not insisted that justice be done, that the UN Charter be made to mean something? Otherwise, we may as well dispense with it. we may as well be done with the UN Charter and with the illusion that we have some international rule of law. Of course, both the US and Israel say they don't recognise the International Criminal Court. They don't recognise the International Court of Justice. So they don't feel bound by it. Recently, Trump's administration even threatened ICC prosecutors to say hands off Israel. This is where we've got with the rule of law. This is where we've got with international relations. Fascism is the order of the day, and it's getting away with it. It needs to be stopped. Israel needs to be stopped. We need to send in a military force to stop them. Nothing less will do. Imahormsha around us. Garamaha give a